was I doing?
Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to make sure you know all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Don't miss out on all new episodes of Wade's World, Windows and Long Boxes, our Hard R movie reviews, and so much more, all completely uncensored. Access starts for as little as $1 a month, full videos when you pledge $3 a month. Check us out at the link in all of our show notes, or just go straight to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Luca Parrott, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks Podcast.
Hey, what about our Comic Capers podcast?
All right. That's right. What about us? We're back. It's the one we've been threatening you with. Yes. Comic Capers, episode 114. Of course, I am Phil. That is Lilith.
Duh.
Florida's Most Wanted. It's a special episode. I mean, yeah, Ray's here, but everyone knows Ray. Ray's everywhere. Ray's on every podcast on Earth. No, Saren is joining us for our Incredible Hulk crossover. Hello, Saren.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I've never read a Hulk comic before, so this was the first.
Welcome then. Yeah, I'm very keen to hear what you think, Saren, about this arc.
All right, so I know we're pressed, so I will get to the first issue, and then we'll discuss after each issue. And then again, we'll drop in Russell's feedback, like in post-production, because oh my god, there was almost there was like 20-something between the two. There was like 20-some minutes of feedback.
Were you happy with that, Lilith?
I think
Of course. Naturally. Very impressed. Great
look at Ray looking for his drops.
Because I know Lilith likes it long.
All right, so Countdown Part 1, Incredible Hulk 364 from December 1989. Yes, I'm an old man. I read this when it first came out. Not as old as Ray, though. 2 months, baby. Hey, hey, what did we say the other day, Lilith? We're like that great 90s band. You're salty and I'm petty.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, brace yourself, Sharon. The puns fly past here.
Yes.
Oh.
Too quick for me, Sharon. I come up with puns as quick as these guys.
My poor brain today is not ready for.
I was gonna say she didn't have a headache before. All right. All right. Hulk 364, December 1989. Writer Peter David. One of
somebody get Peter David on the phone.
Yeah, it's called Charlie Esser, dumbass again. All right. Penciler Jeff Purvis. Inker Maurice Severin. Colorist Glynis Oliver. Letterer Joe Rosen. Editor Bobby Chase and James Giovanni.
Giovanna. Come on, it's Italian, Phil.
Shut up. I know my wife's Italian.
Come on.
All right. I'll listen to it on the other side of the earth.
I could say things about Italian stuff, and but I'm not going to.
Oh, Sharon, jeez.
Whoa!
It pertained to me being disappointed that Phil can't pronounce Italian right when he lives in the Italian food capital of the world.
Is that right, Phil?
Well, outside of Italy, in the U.S., I should say.
I didn't know that.
We're close by.
But you get all the best Italian food at home, don't you, Phil? Anyway.
Right? Yeah. All right. Oh, God,
What's
that
going
up.
on?
what's going on? I don't know what's going on.
I don't either. It's okay.
All right. Synopsis for Countdown Abomination.
Yes.
It is dawn, and at the home rented by Bruce Banner, the Hulk begins to change back to his human form. The pain it causes makes the Hulk wish he could find a way to get rid of Banner so he would not have this sort of transformation. Duh. When Banner reasserts his control, he finds himself on the floor, just like Lilith after a bender. He curses the Hulk for not being more careful, where he lets the transformation happen, as a serious fall could cause serious injury to Banner or worse. I guess that's I guess that, he has a point. It's like, can you imagine? It doesn't even say that in this issue. He's like, yeah, Hulk taken out by end table or something.
I mean, I could see it. I could see the Hulk, that would just be his luck. I mean, Banner has the worst luck of anyone. It would seem.
I don't know. Half the time, I think he brings bad luck on himself.
That too.
Banner goes outside to get the morning paper and narrowly avoids being struck by it as the paper boy's aim is off. Up here is 4 eyes. He checks the newspaper like he has since Bruce returned from Las Vegas for some sign of where his wife Betty is or his friend Rick Jones.
She's always running off. Just get a divorce.
Well, they thought he was. Well, they thought he was dead at this point. That was after the whole Middletown thing, and then Hulk was in Vegas working as a leg breaker. Yes, kids.
One of my favorite arcs, but it's
I know. After where they might have gone after the gamma bomb blast in Middletown. Yes. Did everyone decide? I mean, we did the whole. Everyone thought Hulk was dead, but he was actually hiding out in Vegas, and nope.
I actually have a question. Is this before or after Joe Fixit shows up in Madripoor with Wolverine and the Wolverine run?
Was that during the Vegas stuff, or was?
Oh.
I want to say it was during.
I think it.
This might be a little after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, I think it's probably maybe even just a couple months after, but yeah.
89. Yeah, maybe.
But I'm like, everyone just conveniently forgot that Leader killed an entire town.
No.
No one ever tries to come after him for that. It's conveniently forgotten.
His name's Felicity Smoke. It's fine, Phil. Let it go.
Oh.
Hashtag Arrow reference. Hashtag still bitter.
What he does find is a newspaper article about how Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four is giving an address in Phoenix that evening. Set up for next issue.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, at the home of Philip Stearns, the only person at the Yucca Flats nuclear research facility who knows Bruce Banner's true identity, is visited by a strangely garbed lunatic calling himself the Madman.
How original.
Hey, at least he's self-aware, I guess. The Madman claims that Bruce Banner has ruined his life and demands that Stearns inject him with a poison that will kill him instantly. When Stearns asks if the poison will affect the Hulk, the Madman assures him that it will. Back at Banner's home, Bruce wakes up to discover he has dozed off and is running late for work. As he rushes into work, he notices a bunch of trucks carrying specially prepared for hauling nuclear material. Again, plot device. When he arrives, Phil tells Bruce that he was late and should have called in sick. Watching men carrying in toxic waste into the facility, Bruce is interested in knowing what they are up to. Phil tells him that they are attempting to find a way to remove the toxicity of the material to render it safe. Bruce finds this interesting. They both think that this could possibly be used as a cure for Bruce from turning into the Hulk. Phil claps Bruce on the back, secretly injecting him with the poison given to him by the Madman. So wait, so this injected him and he didn't feel it? It shouldn't have been ow, what was that?
It's kind of like Escape from LA or Escape from New York, where that little ring, it's like just like a little sting, I guess. But I must say, Phil Stearns here looks uncannily like you, Phil. So I wonder if there is some sort of homage to
Phil Parrish.
If you call me a madman, what?
I mean, it's contagious. You have been around me for how long, Phil?
I am your creation. That's right.
Actually, I think you can see the exact moment he does, because then the clock starts ticking down.
Oh yeah, that's
in that panel. It's like it went right through his clothing when he slaps him on the back.
Yeah, but I love. Sorry,
no response from Banner. I just find that weird.
Like I said,
it's a cold.
Because he clapped him on the back, so he felt him slap him on the back, so he didn't feel the injection of the needle. Likely, I would think.
Tricky Dicky.
That's right, Ray.
Yeah, he probably thought it was like a little nerve twinge or something. I think something like that. Mosquito. But I love the. Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Like a hard slap on the back. I love the countdown. I remember reading this first, like back in the day as well, and it just, of course, it gives you that, I guess, tension of the countdown. We'll get to the overall thoughts, but yeah. Anyway, it's a nice little thing.
After you called me out, okay. Outside, something comes rocketing down from the sky, catching the attention of the facility's guards. Their bullets do nothing to stop the object, and when it impacts into this facility, suddenly the abomination comes falling in through the roof because he has his mind back after we covered that amazing Spider-Man annual. Remember that, Lo?
The abomination looks like a jacked up Triton, by the way.
He does. Oh, hats off to Purvis as well. I think he draws him really well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Having come for the toxic waste on behalf of his employer, the abomination easily tosses the guards aside. Seeing Bruce Banner among the staff, the abomination instantly recognizes his old foe. As Banner tries to flee, he suddenly feels his heart getting weak. When the abomination catches up, Bruce believes he is having a heart attack and tells his foe this.
Can I just say, sorry, Phil, can I just say it's very astute of the abomination recognizing Banner with the moustache and the glasses. I reckon get Abomination over to Metropolis. Superman exposed in a day.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a pretty elaborate comic book disguise. Glasses.
It is, isn't
I know.
It? And Banner, Bancroft, just... I love how he always...
was just 3 kids in a trench coat the whole time.
I guess when you're obsessed with someone, I don't know. When the abomination catches up, Bruce believes he's having a heart attack and tells his foe this. The abomination, not wanting to be robbed of finally destroying the Hulk, tosses Bruce into a gamma ray device and turns it on. I love how Abomination was just standing there, like, yes, come on, bring it out. And he's like, no, I'm dying. As he fends off more guards, the Abomination waits for Banner to transform into the Hulk. This apparently saves Bruce's life as the Hulk smashes free of the device. Bringing him out before night falls.
Abomination is the worst villain ever. He's the most incompetent. Are we sure he's not a Spider-Man villain? Are we sure?
Oh.
Ouch.
Saying he's Stiltman in disguise. The Abomination is shocked to see a gray Hulk instead of a green one, and this allows his foe to get the first blow. They trade blows, taking them across the facility, and the Abomination gets the upper hand. The Hulk begins to weaken and almost gets pushed into the path of a powerful laser. However, the Hulk manages to get enough leverage to push away his foe. Feeling his heart pounding, the Hulk realizes that somehow he has been poisoned. Before he can leave to try and find a means of curing himself, the Hulk is attacked by the Abomination again. The Hulk finally gets fed up with his foe and lures him into the room where the toxic waste is being stored. There, the Hulk smashes one of the bottles over the Abomination's head. The toxic material instantly begins eating through the Abomination's strong skin, causing him so much pain he collapses on the floor. The Hulk doesn't have long to celebrate his victory either, as he is struck by another heart attack and keels over himself.
Yeah, I think this is the defining difference, I guess, between, and I think Peter David does it really well, between the Grey Hulk and the Green Hulk, is a lot more ruthless. And during the whole fight as well, it's a lot more cunning than just brute strength. Mm-hmm. So I like how the Abomination's kind of taken aback a bit by, number one, it not being the Savage Hulk, and number two, he's far weaker. Like, there's that bit where the Hulk like pummels him, but he goes, each shot got lighter and lighter as you punch me. So he's not got the strength, but he's definitely a little bit more aggressive.
Well, he's been poisoned too.
Well, I think that's just Joe Fixit in general as well. Like, he's just really...
Oh, yeah, he is a little weaker, yeah.
A little weaker, but he's also, a lot more cunning, and he'll just do anything, In that Peter David run, the earlier Incredible Hulk issues, he's got no hesitation to like want to kill people, right, as well. So he's a pretty badass Hulk.
Yeah.
So,
Only Joe Fixit will take a guy out by smashing toxic waste in his face.
Yeah, exactly.
A guy after my own heart.
Oh, all right, since Ray had to jump in, okay, Saren, this was your first time. What did you think of this issue?
I guess it was all right. I don't know. It didn't make me a Hulk fan. I was just like, okay, here we go. This is the Grey Hulk. I remember him from Claremont's Wolverine run. I know it's Joe Fixit. And I don't know. I was okay with it. I didn't think it was anything spectacular, truth be told.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed it. I did enjoy the artwork. I thought the artwork was fabulous. So, I mean, Marie Severin's on the book, so of course it's going to be great. Yeah, I mean, cool, I guess. I'm not. It doesn't stand out to me as anything fabulous, truth be told. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry.
No.
And as the harshest critic ever, Lilith Hellfire, what did you think?
I like the fight stuff, and it's like it's not just smash 'em up stuff. It's like just him actually thinking and plotting. It's just a refreshing change of pace as a Hulk fan, I think. And the art is absolutely stunning. Love it a lot. But yeah, it's very well paced. I love the panel construction. Makes the flow of the story very easy. But it is, at the same time, just still kind of a typical Hulk story of the era.
Yeah.
But it's a good run. So it's just like it's in very good company.
Yeah, I think that's the key kind of phrase of the era, because I mean, like just looking at now compared to other stories, compared to the Al Ewing Immortal Hulk run, this seems a lot more, I guess, more simple. And it invests a lot of time in the fighting. Gets into which you don't necessarily get in a lot of modern comics now as well. But it has all the traits, I think, of Peter David. Like it's got nice dialogue. There's some humor injected in there as well, like even the beginning with the newspaper role. And he does action, I think, really well. But he also manages, as I mentioned, to capture, I think, the character of Joe Fixit and let the readers know what kind of character he is through the eyes of the Abomination. So yeah.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Philip.
What? Brain said simple. All right. Are we ready for the next one in Lilith Hellfire?
I hate reading out loud, so bear with me. The creative team is exactly the same, so we don't need to repeat that.
Why? Why? Don't want to say any Italian names, Lilith Hellfire?
I can say it. James Giovanna. Thank you very much. Just saying.
I know.
Okay, appearing in Countdown Fantastic Four. That's the story we're covering. Let's get down to the bottom. Sorry. Following his battle with the Abomination, the Hulk has collapsed due to the fact that he had been poisoned. Now, the people running the Yucca Flats nuclear research facility try to contain him. As he's being carried away by a forklift, yes, a forklift, I don't believe it either, the Hulk wakes up and leaps away, needing to find some place to think about his next move. No sooner has the Hulk left, has Doc Samson arrived at the scene to investigate, cause Doc Samson, of course.
Oh, Lord.
We're doing me now?
At that moment, at an annual science convention in Phoenix, Mr. Fantastic of the Fantastic Four is giving an address to the audience. I bet you he charged an arm and a leg for this appearance. Just saying, between the two of us.
Are you saying a long arm and a leg?
Maybe your firstborn kid. In the audience is Ben Grimm and his girlfriend, Miss Marvel. As Grimm complains about having to sit through yet another one of Reed's boring speeches, and this is why I can understand why Ben Grimm is some people's spirit animal. Where was I? The Hulk suddenly comes crashing through the roof into the middle of the convention. Miss Marvel tells Ben to stay back as she has been waiting for an opportunity to take on the Hulk. Girl after my own heart. She wants to test herself, and I feel that. The Hulk mistakes Miss Marvel for the Thing. Yikes. Ouch. Who has since been reverted back to human form since his last encounter. Miss Marvel responds by landing a punch that sends the Hulk smashing out of the building and into the middle of the street. Yes, we're back into the thick of it with the fight, people. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do? The force of the battle is so great that it is heard by the Invisible Woman, who is not shopping far away. Oh my God. Does this pass the Bechdel test? I don't know. Meanwhile, Miss Marvel corrects the Hulk on his case of mistaken identity. And then the Gamma Spawn brute quips that at least she didn't call herself something stupid like She-Thing. And I go, burn! Literally burn, though. As the battle rages on, Ben Grimm watches and sees how his girlfriend is defending his honor and feels depressed as he is too weak to do it himself. Emasculated! Oh, 80s don't ever change. As the battle continues, Miss Marvel manages to get the upper hand, but Hulk eventually gets fed up of listening to her talk, again, the 80s, and jams two of his fingers in her mouth. Yep, gonna walk right past that.
strange way to kind of stop a fight.
Yeah. By this point, Ben Grimm has grown tired of standing on the sidelines and jumps on the Hulk's back. This shocks the Hulk enough to drop Miss Marvel. The Hulk finally recognizes Ben Grimm and asks how he got turned into something so ugly. Excuse me, sir.
Nobody insults Ben like that.
Exactly.
No.
During their exchange, Miss Marvel recovers and not seeing her boyfriend on the Hulk's back, picks them both up and tosses them. They are stopped from slamming into the walls thanks to the fast action of Mr. Fantastic, who uses his pliant body, hey, eyebrows, to cushion their fall. Meanwhile, back at the Yucca Flats facility, Doc Samson finds it hard to believe that the Hulk could still be alive after all this time. Well, maybe be more competent at your job. I don't know.
Burn.
Well, isn't he a psychiatrist? Isn't Doc Salmon?
Yeah.
So he how would he, like, I'm just saying. He's not a private investigator.
Yeah, believe me, Sarah, Peter David does Doc Samson a lot more justice later, like as he gets along in his run. Yeah, because this is pretty kind of not very good.
When he tries to investigate, Philip Stearns denies knowing Bruce Banner or that they were working together, as you do. This angers Doc Samson, who can tell us that Stern is clearly lying, but there is nothing he can do to make the man talk. Au contraire, mon frère. With no further need to discuss things, Philip tells Samson that he needs to get back to work. Meanwhile, back in Phoenix, the Hulk remarks how stupid Mr. Fantastic was by knocking himself out trying to save him. And I'm just like, you're welcome.
What's it trying to save him? He was trying to save Ben Grimm from getting smacked
Exactly.
the Hulk in the wall.
Like, you're welcome, sir. This allows Miss Marvel to once again regain her composure and renew her attack. Fed up with the woman he considers a pale imitation of the real thing, the Hulk lays into her, but not that way. This time, when the Hulk knocks Miss Marvel into a fire hydrant, she suddenly turns invisible, alerting the Hulk to the presence of the Invisible Woman. I repeat, Invisible Woman. Seeing the outline of Sue Richards in the water, the Hulk warns her against her attacking him. Suddenly, the Hulk is struck by another heart attack from the poison coursing through his veins. I knew that MacGuffin should be showing up anytime now.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Marvel finally knocks him out, but Mr. Fantastic orders his team to stand down, observing that there is something wrong with the Hulk. Thanks, Reed, Captain Obvious. Reed tells the others that they must do what they can to help him, because it is the right thing to do. But yet you won't pay Spider-Man. It's fine, I'm not I'm just saying.
Burn.
When the Hulk wakes up, he finds himself in a hospital. After being made to apologize for his rampage, the Hulk is told that something has been causing him a series of heart attacks. Maybe all that greasy Las Vegas buffet food, but who am I to judge? The doctor has tried to get a blood sample, but none of their needles can pierce the Hulk's dead skin. In order to help discover what is wrong with him, the Hulk punches himself in the face to cause a nosebleed and tells Reed and the doctors that they can keep doing it until they get all the blood that they need. I don't even know how to unpack that, but we're just going to move on. Later, the Hulk goes out to the bar where Ben Grimm is stewing over their plans to save the Hulk. He's like, you're buying up all the trench coats. That's their true beef, is that, Ben Grimm buys all the big guy trench coats. The Hulk orders a milk and sits down next to the man who used to be the Thing, and the two begin talking. The Hulk makes Ben realize that the only one who held a grudge between the two of them over the years was Grimm himself. Sure, okay. The Hulk then makes Ben remember their first encounter, pointing out how everyone assumed the Hulk was responsible for wrecking devices around the base when it was a spy named, naturally, the Wrecker. Madman Wrecker. It's all generic. It's fine, guys. It's fine. This makes Ben Grimm point out that the Hulk attacked him because the Gamma-spawned brute was envious of everything he had as the Thing, despite the fact that he was a monster. Psychosomatic, but we'll just keep that moving. The Hulk counters by saying that the difference between him and Ben when he was the Thing was this. The Hulk never wasted his time wishing he wasn't a monster, and the Thing was envious of his confidence and strength. Before he leaves the bar, the Hulk tells Ben that all the times he let the Thing win in a fight, the Hulk was going easy on him. Bruise that ego, sir! Yes! Yes! That's how you do it. That's how you win a verbal fight. The Hulk returns to the hospital and learns that Mr. Fantastic and the doctors have finished their test. Reed explains that the poison in his system is a modified autoimmune virus that is preventing the Hulk's immune system from fighting it. Richards goes on to explain that while the poison was meant to kill Bruce Banner almost immediately, it will slowly kill the Hulk unless a cure is found. So yeah, that's a thing that happened.
All right, I have to know, Saren, did you like this one any better than the first one?
Yes, I did. Despite the Hulk's misogynistic jokes to Ms. Marvel, he did have some points. I did enjoy this a bit more. I don't really feel like I can offer anything since this is my first Hulk comic. I really do love the art. But I feel like I don't really have anything to say on it, guys. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm kind of like, I liked it better than the first issue.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just not sitting there going, oh, I got to read all these other Hulk comics now. I don't feel that way.
No, that's fine. I mean, you have the unique take of reading this for the first time. The rest of us have read it for years.
I will say the Hulk is an acquired taste.
I guess so, because I don't know. I was a little confused by Miss Marvel at first when I read that. I was like, wait a second. And then obviously I figured it out by the end and I was like, oh, okay, now I get it. I really do like Doc Samson's design in this because he looked like he just walked out of like an 80s like rock band. And it was really fun. But I don't really, I liked it. It was a fun issue. I thought it was a lot of fun. And Reed is Reed. But I definitely liked it more than the first one. So I found this one a lot of fun.
Yeah. And I think that, like, as well, for this being a 4-parter with Countdown, there's that gimmick as well of each issue you'll have, like, someone big going against the Hulk. So, yeah, I mean, in this case, it was the Thing, which was really cool. But, apart from, I'm assuming that's the Hulk's character with all those things. Like, rereading it now, going, oh gosh, geez, you're saying that sort of stuff. That's pretty.
He's got some zingers. I will absolutely say the dialogue on this was actually. I did sit there and I go, ooh, a couple of times. The dialogue was really. That was some good. He made a reference to Plastic Man, and I thought that was pretty funny. So,
yeah. He's got some character. Old Joe Fixit, and it's a bit hard. I guess it is harder, Sarah, as well, because you're jumping into the Incredible Hulk, but you're also jumping into not the classic Savage Hulk. You're jumping into Joe Fixit, so he's a lot different to
right.
I guess the OG Hulk. But now we know that there are many types of Hulks. I mean, at this stage, yeah.
I mean, even what was it, like an issue or two back in Immortal Hulk? Al Ewing had Joe Fixit was basically explaining what he was. He was just like, as a child, Banner was just like scared and frightened, and he created Joe Fixit as like a child's idea of what he thought a tough guy was.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have not read any of Immortal Hulk because I have issues.
Great.
I have issues with horror. It takes me a bit.
Oh yes,
yes. Well, that's not for you, Dad.
No, it's not for you. No, yeah, Joe Bennett stuff.
The horror thing is one thing, but yeah, Al's been using like a lot of.
Underneath it is Chef's Kiss.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it is because I love Al Ewing. I've been a fan of Al Ewing since his run on the Ultimates. So I know when he picked up Hulk, I knew like it was going to be fantastic. But I was like, hard. Nope, can't do it. So I know I'm missing out, but at the same time, I like to sleep at night. So and just like it will keep me up, and I don't want to be kept up. So
it's just brilliant because he ties in a lot of the old Hulk stuff. So
he's a continuity buff, and that's what I love about Al Ewing's writing. I mean, I've been reading his Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's been wonderful. So
Charlie and I talked to him a while ago. He's a really nice guy too.
Yeah, we've had him on Adelan Rising for his Inhumans Royals run. So he's awesome.
I mean, there's also I really enjoyed that reference in this issue it goes all the way back to the 60s, like when he's talking with Ben Grimm.
Oh,
like
yeah.
their first encounter. So they met in that cave. So that wasn't really a really nice callback. But I think one of the strengths of this issue as well is actually that last second to last scene with Ben Grimm, them just talking about each other and what really, it's like a bit of a D&M between the two. What's really making what really kind of gets each other's goat. And they both have valid points. You read both of them, you go, okay, well, can I understand where you're coming from? Yeah.
I mean, it's basically like a joke. Hulk and Ben Grimm walk into a bar.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. And they hang up their trench coats.
All right, Lil.
Did the bar last? No. There's no bar last after they walk into it.
I like this one obviously because the Fantastic Four and his relationship with Ben Grimm is like one of my favorite things. Their little rivalry, their little poker games, that whole thing, I love it. And they do give that reference to the 60s, which is like the best era of Fantastic Four. Y'all know that. That's how I feel. So I love that they've kind of brought that up. The Miss Marvel thing I could have done without.
Yeah, but that was the status quo at the time.
I know. I could have done without it, but they made it. They made it a little weird with the misogyny. I'm not gonna lie, that's my least favorite thing. But the 80s, what are you gonna do?
I mean, I get it, but too, it's like it's not even just that she was a woman. Joe Fixit treated everyone like that, men and women.
Like that, yeah.
Well, yeah,
that's
it.
He should be Savage Hulk because those burns were savage.
Yeah, they were. They were like that. You were sat there. I was like reading this. I was like, "Ooh, that's harsh." Like he does not pull his verbal punches at all. Yeah. And I did admire that.
Yeah, I like how each story is building upon the other story too, as well. Like we get the little Reed mention, and then he shows up in the next issue, and now we have the whole thing with Doc. So they're building on it, but also they're very self-contained in a way too, which is appreciative in a 4-issue arc that you probably can't find all together anymore, unless you're on like Marvel Unlimited. I don't know how you guys are reading this. I had the floppy.
Marvel Unlimited saves my ass on a regular basis. Excuse my language. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm actually reading it on Unlimited tonight, but yeah, I do have the floppies. Just too lazy to pull them out.
I guess also as well, just I guess also one of the things that this issue might lack, and just like having read all of it, again, you didn't get a sense of that urgency with the time. I mean, the clock was there, but you don't really get that until really, I think, the last issue, part 4, where he's really racing against the clock. But so I would have liked to have seen a little bit more like urgency throughout each of the issues, knowing that he's got this time, only this amount of time to go. So, yeah.
He's like, it's called Countdown, for crying out loud. Come
I know.
on.
Exactly.
It's not counting down fast enough. I mean, he still has like 8 hours to go, it looks like, or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. Well, they don't even know that yet, do they? I mean, they don't really. Not until the last issue. Yeah.
Yeah, like a time limit. I don't think he knows until at least until he talks to Reed. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it wasn't copyrighted, the music for this one would have been, it's the final countdown. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Damn copyrights. All right. So, anything else on these, or should we cut it here and then resume on the To Know Her Is to Fear Her Patreon?
Oh, sure.
All right. So yes, sorry, Russell, you sent us some very long feedback. I will put it on the end of this episode. So anyone interested in Russell's thoughts, you will hear it at the end of this episode. So never fear, but just long.
And Ray likes it long. Does Russell like it long?
Yeah, they all do. All right. All right. So yes, that's right. So part 2 of this, you can pick up on To Know Her Is to Fear Her, the Patreon, correct?
Yeah. So exactly, we've got a Patreon page, patreon.com/SpiderWomanPod, and go check it out. There are some funky incentives. We have our very own original artwork for our logo, which you can get on stickers, mugs, shirts. I know a couple of our Patreons, Saren, recently have kind of been loyal enough to have scored themselves some stickers.
I saw that. It's very exciting.
Yeah, so very exciting that those are going to be printed out. But yeah, check it out, and we do stuff like these bonus episodes. So it's a lot of fun. It gives us a little bit more scope as well to what we want to do. So because what we generally do is we go through the current run of Spider-Woman by Carla Pacheco and Pera Perez. So anything beyond that, we can kind of fit into bonus episodes.
So if you're a patron and there's something you want Ray and I to discuss, just let us know.
Exactly.
Does it have to be Marvel?
Yes.
Oh.
Particularly Spider-Woman, because that's my obsession right now. So, Spider-Woman related. Yep. And you want us to talk about it. Recently, we went through all of Spider-Woman's costumes. So, just let us know. That surprised me, actually, that's what our patrons wanted us to talk about. So that was... So let us know. Become a patron, and you'll have say in what we talk about.
Exactly.
All right. So before I get to our stuff, Saren, I know you're on another podcast. What other podcast are you on?
I am on the Adelan Rising podcast with Lynn and Adam. And that is originally started out as an Inhumans podcast. However, we've kind of branched off into more of a cosmic podcast, covering Guardians of the Galaxy and Fantastic Four and comics like that. Since unfortunately there is very little in the way of Inhumans comics for us to talk about outside of Miss Marvel showing up in Champions. So that's what we do, and sometimes you can catch us talking about the MCU as well. So hop over there and give us a chat. We love to talk about everything.
Cosmic, you say? Have you tried some Quasar?
We have not yet. I will say that when it comes to the cosmic, since Adam and Lynn and you guys are all far more experienced in comics than myself, I've only been a fan for about 5 years. And they know a whole lot more than me. So no, we have not broached on the Quasar subject yet.
60 issues if you want feedback.
I was gonna say there's a fantastic podcast if you ever guys want to do a little Quasar research. Phil, there's your hint.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I know.
What about our Quasar podcast, The Quantum Zone?
What about our Quasar podcast?
But now we're on Green Lantern, so. Sorry. All right. Hey, Ray, I hear you do you do some podcasts, Ray? I don't know.
Ray does. When is Ray not podcasting is the question.
I know.
Just here and there, just little bits. But you can catch me on Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast.
Wait, Into the Night what?
Into the Night, the Moon Knight podcast. All things, everything Moon Knight. So that's pretty cool. As well as Last Sons of Krypton, the Superman podcast. And last Tuesday of every month, I join forces with Philip Stearns, and we talk all Scarlet Spider. It's great with Matt, of course, as well. Props out to Matt.
I knew you did a lot. I didn't realize he did that many.
And then I swear he guests on at least one podcast a week. So
he's got to. Yeah, I thought I kind of realized too, but this is the best one. To know her is to fear her. Yes. The Spider-Woman podcast.
See, Ray, she knows how to do it. Come on.
It's the best one. Well, when we realized it was the only Spider-Woman podcast, we were like, we need to change the name of this.
Exactly. It has to be, for sure. We're the OG.
He didn't tell you that was his idea, did he? Because me and Lil told him, we're like, no, you're the Spider-Woman podcast. Make sure you tell
Yeah.
No, he just pointed it out and I was like, you're right. He didn't give anyone credit or say it was anyone's idea. I just said
a little sorry.
Little A what?
I just said there was a little angel and a devil on my shoulder. You can pick which one's which, guys.
Also, though, I think Carla Pacheco also kind of said something similar when we had her on the show. So
yeah. I think she did as well.
So it's good times.
All right, kids. So next episode, Lilith and I will be covering King Spawn #1 and all the new Spawn stuff. So come back for that. You can always email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember to follow all of our social medias for all the various shows, links to this YouTube channel, links to our Patreon, links to merch. Links to everything all in one place. That's Linktree, linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And please remember to Go support all things Southgate Media Group. Go to southgatemediagroup.com. Go subscribe to the Southgate Media Group YouTube channel and the Patreon. And also pick up Pod Life, the book, on Amazon. And when you do, use the link for Southgate Media Group for Amazon right down there in the show notes. Help us support this show, the network, and the true madman himself, Rob Master Doom Southgate.
Make it rain, so
He's
says
definitely
Master
Wrecker.
Doom. Mark
What?
my words.
He's definitely Wrecker.
The Wrecker. All right, kids, remember, you want the conclusion to this tale, you must go subscribe to the To Know Her Is to Fear Her, the Spider-Woman Patreon. See, Ray?
I get it now.
And you subscribe to the Patreon. You can too.
Can I just read from the wiki?